After 258 years in my brain, we finally have access to something that I'm sure all Doro fans wanted, being able to use more of her. So we are going to be doing the ultimate video where we're using the first ever, well, I guess technically she's the second because Modernia was first. Well, the first ever anniversary pilgrim with the first ever limited pilgrim, who both happen to be Dorothy, and we're going to see how they work together. Both of them are water characters, both of them are DPS characters, so this is gonna be amazing in my opinion. Subscribe, like, 200 likes, 1 new subscriber. Let's get into the video. This team we're going in with, obviously, the brand new Dorothy, the first ever Dorothy, Helm, Ludmilla, and Crown. We're gonna go fight a fire boss on, you know, the shooting range or whatever. But after this, we're gonna go into Anomaly interception to see how this team performs, right? Obviously, I haven't had my original first anniversary Dorothy built since she came out, so you know, hopefully she does the best. I know she has full overload gear and stuff like that. The good thing about this Dorothy, right, the grand thing about her when she came out was that, like, she put on the brand effect, right? And essentially back then it was very useful for like just chipping away HP. I feel like nowadays it's not going to be as crazy because how much is she doing? Like 12 million every burst rotation, which is cool and all. But yeah, her whole thing, her whole gimmick realistically was that she was able to just do like good additional damage, right? Not to mention, this Dorothy has cooldown reduction, which is very good for the other Dorothy as well. I feel like with her team, it's kind of hard to fit like cooldown reduction in there. Realistically, if Dorothy's a burst 1, so you don't even need to have Dorothy for that cooldown reduction, the anniversary one obviously. But yeah, her whole real gimmick was that she was able to chip damage, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, she's doing good. I will give her that. Like 180 million, I would say she was a sub DPS in the sense of like she was supposed to be a supporter DPS. She was really just that good back in the days, right, where a lot of the content was easier. I feel like I didn't even want to, like, realistically, I feel like I realized this like maybe a few weeks ago. But Nikke made these characters, it might be like, you guys might be like, oh duh, but Nikke, like a lot of these characters who like were once broken, the only reason why they're not good in today's age is because their kit was meant for a meta back in the day. You know what I mean? Back then we never had Anomaly interception. Back then we never had solo raid. Back then we never had, I don't even think we had union raid back then, right? All we had was the regular interception and then lost sector and like hard campaign and stuff like that. And that's where Dorothy was like triple S tier and stuff like that, because she would literally just take a portion of HP off of these enemies that were like weak. You know what I mean? Back then, at 17 million damage, for example, like 17 million was so much. That was a lot of their HP. Nowadays, 17 million is barely anything. But obviously, her being able to do this every burst rotation is really good. Not to mention, Dorothy has a fantastic burst 2. I mean, I don't know if it does that much damage, but her burst 2 does allow her to like just do AoE damage, AoE damage, AoE damage. So when it comes to clearing mobs and stuff like that, it's very helpful as well in that sense. My only thing with this Dorothy, right, I have not tried her out against mobs, and I feel like Dorothy, the summer Dorothy right here, I feel like she's a good character. I just feel like I don't know how good she is going to be with mobs. So I think what we're going to do is after this, we're going to go into a situation with mobs, because I just don't see her being that crazy against mobs, like damage wise. And then we're gonna go ahead and fight obviously Harvester, where if we can get stage 7 with this team, then I would say it's a pretty decent team, right? The only reason why I say that is because I'm not gonna tell you guys you need to get to stage 9 to have a decent team. Stage 7, 8, and 9 for an Anomaly interception gives you all the same rewards. So once you get to stage 7, you're getting maximum rewards. Once you get maximum rewards, you're at the same level as somebody who's like, you know, getting to stage 9 for maximum rewards, right? That's real, like that's realistically what's going on. But we are about to be at, I don't know if this team is gonna reach 4 billion, but I think we're gonna get 4 billion with this team, which is quite impressive. Oh, are we? Oh, literally because of Dorothy right there, we got to 4 billion, like the first ever Dorothy. Yeah, so my highest, I guess, was 4.4 billion, but I think that's probably with like a testing team, because I never actually like aimed for these high numbers. But 4 billion with this team is quite something. What is she at? So obviously the brand new Dorothy got 1.4 billion. Helm got 800 million. Ludmilla got 711 million. And then the first ever like anniversary pilgrim, Dorothy, got almost 600 million damage. So it's safe to say, realistically, like Dorothy and Dorothy, you can use them together, right? If you wanted like that burst one that has good sub DPS, the Dorothy, like the original first pilgrim Dorothy, is really good. What do I have on our gear? So I have attack, elemental damage, charge speed. Yikes. I mean, on the charge speed. Crit rate and attack percent. Okay. Attack percent and crit damage, sure, and an elemental damage, attack, and defense. Okay, so it's not too bad, and she is core 3. Let's go against mobs, right? Let's go against mobs, and I want to see how this team performs, because remember, whenever Dorothy uses her burst skill, her skill 2 goes from a 20-second cooldown to a 2-second cooldown, right? Which means basically once you're in her burst skill, every burst rotation, you're essentially going to have this AoE thing. So you see that thing in the middle that's just popping out of the ground? That is from this Dorothy right here. That's affecting all enemies. It's just the AoE that's just going boop, boop, boop. After the first burst rotation, where are these characters at? I can't even see my cursor. Okay, there it is. 600. Okay. 62. I will say 600 million. She's at 62 million, right? But again, because we're just always going to be in a full burst, Dorothy's always doing these AoE damages. So I feel like this anniversary Dorothy, the pilgrim, like first ever, I don't know, half anniversary Dorothy, right? She's always just gonna have damage coming off because she has the brand effect, which is also AoE. It's technically distributed damage, it's AoE whatever, and then she has that second skill always doing AoE damage as well, right? And I feel like that's why this Dorothy is just crazy when it comes to mobs. People don't use her nowadays. Like, it's really gonna be hard for you to use this Dorothy over a lot of the other burst 1 characters we have nowadays. You gotta remember, we have Litter, we have Rappy, we have Little Mermaid, we have Rouge now for Cinderella's, we have The Killer Wife for Pierce teams and stuff like that. It's gonna be really, really, really hard to fit in this Dorothy on a team with the, on the meta team, I guess. But I feel like if any of you guys are Doro fans, like real Doro fans, and you want to use both Dorothys, you can do it, right? This team right here seems to work perfectly fine for that. Well, we'll see when we go fight Anomaly interception, but if you do realistically want to use double Dorothy, you can. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say this Dorothy's a bad character. She's just not as good as a lot of the other burst 1 characters we have nowadays. You know what I do like? I didn't even notice this until now, right? Because this Dorothy's been up for like 2 years now, right? Dorothy, when you use her brand effect, if you take a look at the outer rim of the brand effect, you will notice she has those lines, right? Those same lines that this Dorothy has in her kit. Right there on the side of her bullets, right? It's actually very cool in my opinion, but that's just me being a nerd or something. So you can see she's doing a lot less damage here, but Dorothy's at 500,000, or half of what this Dorothy's at. The first anniversary Dorothy's at half of what this Dorothy's gonna be at. Well, I think because now it's just one enemy we're gonna see this Dorothy pop off, like the summer Dorothy. But I don't know. I feel like they could be used together. They have cooldown reduction. You have additional damages and stuff like that. Besides that, she's not, and she has damage support increase as well, right? When she's in her burst skill mode, she has damage support increase for all allies. I think it's when the last bullet hits. So realistically, like, can you use them together? Yeah, but are you going to? I mean, if you're a Dorothy fan, like I said, I don't see why not, but I probably won't. My question is, will I use this Dorothy that often? I wouldn't say I would use her that often. I would definitely use her more than like any other water DPS when it comes to those situations, but I wouldn't say I would use this Dorothy more often, right? Because right here we got 1 billion, but as you guys see, Helm was quite close here. Like, Helm was a lot closer to Dorothy. I'm not gonna lie, Dorothy's damage against mobs is still decent enough, I feel like. But you guys can see that's a big damage like loss, obviously, if she's not fighting a boss, right? 400 million, because Helm is right there beside this Dorothy. So it's safe to say she's not the craziest with mobs, but she's still decent against mobs. And then obviously I would say Dorothy is fantastic against mobs because she's got a lot higher against mobs than she did without mobs, obviously, right? But let's go ahead and fight Anomaly interception to see how good these two are against like the current events or current metas and stuff like that, with obviously the helm favorite item support, the crown support, and Lamilla support. We're gonna take a look and see what that's looking like right now. All right, y'all, so we're here against Harvester. Again, let's take a look and see what this is looking like. Harvester does have minions and mobs, so I feel like the Dorothy is gonna be very good realistically, like the anniversary Dorothy. It's more of a her showcase with the summer character. Obviously we have our heals and stuff like that. I don't even need to worry. That's the one thing with Anomaly interception. Now with Helm, if you use her burst skills, you can literally auto this, right? And I feel like with Dorothy's now on the team as well, we can auto it with like, the mob just kind of getting deleted by her. Because realistically, like, you're not gonna have your HP lost, right? You have a shield from Crown. Not only do you have a shield from Crown, every like few seconds, not few seconds, but like, random times within the battle, the enemy is going to be taunted by Crown and they can't touch Crown for a bit. So that's also very helpful to note, right? Whenever they do decide to attack. But you guys can see we're at almost stage 4 and we're not even at the 2-minute mark yet, which is quite good. I feel like considering I don't really have my team built like my water team built for Anomaly interception yet. I'd say the only characters that are built for my water team are Helm and Summer Dorothy. I would say maybe this Dorothy was already pre-built to like, from maybe before, I'm not sure. And then Lamilla, I don't think my Lamilla is ready yet for all this stuff yet. So that's, it's just how it is. But obviously, as you guys see, Dorothy took a big, like a load of damage there right there, right? So it is what's the damage looking like though? Yeah, 200 million. She's at half of what, like, that's good. I feel like the fact that she's doing more than Lamilla is, I don't want to say it says a lot because Lamilla's not using her burst skill, but still, right? I feel like Dorothy's just gonna always be decent and useful in some way. I feel like that's what we're always gonna see with this character. Like, she's always gonna go down in rankings every time we get a brand new burst one. Every time we get a brand new this, that, she's always gonna go down in rankings, in my opinion. But at the same time, I still feel like she's still gonna always have that use in her kit, because at the end of the day, she does have CDR. Like, we're not gonna take that from her. She does have CDR, she does have AoEs, she does have the brand effect, which is kind of helpful. Like, I don't think we're gonna get to stage 7 with this team because we're 1 minute in and we're still on stage 6, right? Well, it depends, right? We're at stage 5, I mean, and we have a minute left. Maybe we could get to stage 7 within that very last minute, right? I think maximum we're gonna get to is stage 6. So maybe if my team was a bit more upgraded, we would get to stage 7, which like I said before the beginning of this video, for me, stage 7 is all you need, right? I know stage 9 is like the clear, but I only care for the rewards. I don't do Anomaly interception for like the hell of it. I do Anomaly interception for the rewards to upgrade my characters, right? And obviously to upgrade my characters, it's level 7 is the same rewards as levels 8, 9, and 8 and 9. So it's just, I don't care to go all the way to level 8 and 9 if I'm getting the same rewards regardless. At that point, it's just a waste of my time, right? But we have 15 seconds left and it doesn't look like we're gonna get to stage 7. But you guys can see how this team operates. Like, it's really hard for this team to die because obviously this boss is not like rapid firing us and stuff like that. But I want to see the final number because obviously we had 3 minutes on the clock there. We didn't get to stage 7, but we ended up getting 2.7 billion. 1 billion from Dorothy, 530 million from the original Dorothy, and then 824 million from Helm. But yeah, like being able to do 530 million damage as like a supporter, I feel like is still good. It's just free damage. I just see it like that. It's free damage. That's realistically all I'll ever see it as. So hey, do both Dorothys work? Yeah, absolutely. Can you use both Dorothys? Yep, absolutely. As you guys see, my Dorothy is leagues lower than everybody else on my account, right? She's only at 100k power, so she doesn't even have her overload gear upgrade or anything like that yet. So if she was to have all that upgraded, not to mention her skills being higher than what they are now, I'm sure we'll be able to get to stage 7 without any problems with this team. Not to mention her collection items not upgraded. So these are all little things that like you got to consider when thinking about if you're able to get to where you want to get to with your team. And I'll easily be able to get to stage 7 with this team once I invest into my Dorothy more, because she's a brand new character. I haven't had time to do that yet. And then 2, Lamilla is also not built. I mean, let's take a look at my Lamilla real quick before we end off this video, because I don't know if she has elemental damage or not. She could be built in. I could just be talking on my ass. I don't know. Elemental damage, ammo capacity. Yeah, like ammo capacity can only do so much for you. You know what I mean? It will just give you more ammo, but that's not like if I had elemental damage on all these as well, we would have a lot more damage. Like, you know what I'm saying? So elemental damage plays a huge role in a lot of anomaly interceptions, but hey, we don't have that built yet. And honestly, I already do have a water team that can get to stage 7. It's not with this Dorothy comp, so I don't even think I'm going to have to build my Lamilla anytime soon. I do want to build a team for every single anomaly interception where I am able to get to stage 7. But back to the original video, Dorothy and Dorothy, do they work? 100%. We love our purple-eyed girl. You guys let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and what you guys think about both Dorothys. Are you guys going to be, any of you guys going to be a player that's using both Dorothys? If you guys don't know, I'm a Dorothy fan. Take a look at my wallpapers, y'all. Y'all inspired me on my account wars, or the account wars you guys have inspired me. This is my first wallpaper for Dorothy. Let me know if it's valid or not, right? Okay, that's not Dorothy. This is my Dorothy with the summer, like, you know, this is the summer Dorothy's background. Let me know if I cooked. Let me know if I cooked. Okay. And then this one right here. Let me know if I cooked. Is that not fire? Let me know if I cooked down below in the comments below. But it's your boy Zxous. Thank you guys for watching. Let's try to get 200 likes, like I said, and 1 new subscriber. I love every single one of you guys. And it's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.